Welcome to the 23rd episode of the Mayor's Mixtape. I'm Haley Sue Robinson, Director of Public Affairs.
And I'm City of Pueblo Mayor Heather Graham.
I thought you might have forgotten who you were for a minute.
No.
No?
I just had to make sure.
Okay. I'd like to remind you we are on YouTube, Apple, Buzzsprout, Spotify. We're also on Channel 17. So wherever you get your podcasts, like, subscribe, download, share with your friends. And if you have questions or topic suggestions, you can email us at mayor@pueblo.us. Okay, Mayor, let's get into the City Council recap. I'd like to talk a little bit about the work session from last night. I know one thing in particular that's been especially kind of a critical topic or a hot topic for folks is our stormwater repair. And so we had our stormwater department come last night, do a work session presentation, particularly about the State Fair and Bessemer neighborhoods. And we also had our engineering consultant that was in attendance as well. Can you talk a little bit about, what they shared and also what it looks like now that the stormwater department is separate from public works and that moving forward?
Yeah, so this is exciting for the Bessemer area to finally have this area studied and looked at, surveyed to see what size we need to upsize the pipes for.
Sure.
This has been an ongoing issue in Bessemer for many, many years. The city has been every year kind of stockpiling a amount of money to put aside in order to this project. It's a multi-million-dollar project to re-upsize these pipes in Bessemer. And so we hired a consultant. They've come in and done phase one. So that was the presentation that you saw last night, where they have been studying when it rains, where the most significant flooding is, if they can disconnect or add additional pipes or upsize the pipes that are already in the ground to help with some of those flooding issues. So we'll hope to have phase 2 and phase 3 wrapped up by the end of the year.
Great.
So that we have a cost estimate and a plan moving forward in order to fix some of these issues that we've seen in Bessemer.
And it seems like, we've had a few stormwater things that have come up recently. We had a repair on Elizabeth earlier this year. They're also doing, that was a little bit further down on Elizabeth, they're also doing another one kind of near the Slab and 24th Street. And that was emergency stormwater repair. So I know one thing that is good about this particular study is that we're trying to avoid that emergency repair work. But it seems like we've seen quite a bit of repairs happening.
Action from stormwater.
Yeah, and it's exciting.
Yeah.
I know it's annoying for those of us you get the detours and the driving around and all those things, but it's getting done pretty quickly. And if you think about it, 2 weeks, maybe 3, to avoid an area. Overall, if that's going to give me a quality of life for, 30, 40, 50 years, right, I'll take the minor inconvenience for maybe 2 weeks. One thing in particular you actually just mentioned was there was kind of a misconception or maybe a misunderstanding that when we do this stormwater repair, that we're replacing the pipes with the exact same size.
Right. So usually when you have a stormwater issue or a road issue, and like we did on Elizabeth, and you have to go back in and do major repairs to any of the infrastructure that's under the ground, they do study the flows, whether it's wastewater, stormwater, what needs to be done at that moment, since we are taking up an entire street, removing all the pipe, and replacing it with new pipe. So it is a misconception that we're just replacing it with the same pipe over and over. If it calls for the same pipe, sure. But
if it calls to upsize.
78% of the pipes now that are in Bessemer are they don't work. They don't work the way that they're supposed to. So we would never go in and replace those pipes with
just the same
sizing. Yeah.
But that's also what this study is for, so that we can evaluate and then make the right decision.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that if we're going to be spending all this money, it's going to last for decades, and it's going to outfall where it needs to, and make sure that we don't have houses flooding in Bessemer.
Great. Okay. Another work session presentation that we had last night was the speed enforcement cameras. So this is something that we've heard a couple of times actually from the community. I think we even had a presentation about speed enforcement cameras when you were on council. What brought this topic back up again?
Yeah, so we had some legislation that changed in 2024 that allows us to use what's similar to red light cameras as speed enforcement cameras that you can place within your community.
Right.
And so I thought that it would be a good idea, since we hear so many complaints about traffic violations. We see tons of speeding infractions within the community, and currently we only have 5 officers who are in the traffic division.
Sure.
Years ago there was like 25. So we have a fifth of what we should have, and so being able again to have technology kind of subsidize our efforts, I think that this is something that I hope the city council chooses to move forward with. We're going to propose it. It seems like it's going to pay for itself in the tickets that it generates, and hopefully we start to see a change of behavior like Sergeant Sinterbach said last night.
I thought that was another thing that was pretty interesting, is Sergeant Sinterbach also spoke about the fact that we didn't necessarily need to have uniformed personnel that are operating this equipment, but that we could do the training in-house. And then, like you said, I think so many times when you hear these proposals, it's very exciting. But then, immediately I think, how much is it going to cost? And where does the money come from? So I thought it was great to see it outlined that it essentially can pay for itself. There might be some upfront costs, but then we have the ability to absorb those costs through the revenue that's generated. I think one thing in particular I saw on Facebook with some comments, or even heard from some folks, is, when we talk about revenue generation, are we going to be targeting certain people?
If you're speeding.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's the overall thing that folks need to realize is it targets folks who are speeding. So I know like Councilor Latino brought up 4th Street is a major concern for him. And it sounded like from Sergeant Sinterbach, we'll be able to move these to kind of those hotspot areas where we know there's a lot of...
Based on data and stats.
Yeah. So similar kind of like how we use our Safe Streets for All data for safety crashes and upgrading if there needs to be a new traffic signal or a roundabout. It'll be the same sort of thing with the speed enforcement. Okay, great. And you did mention that we would be seeing this come forward. Do you have a timeline as to what that would look like?
No, it would take some work because we have to also investigate and pass through council on where we want the corridors to be.
Okay.
So that would probably take place first before we would purchase the cameras. It might be a capital purchase for 2026's budget.
Okay, so maybe get some more information and feedback from council as to what they'd like to see and outline the corridors. Great. Okay, cool. Anything else from the work session or from council?
No.
Okay. Mayor, over the weekend we had a really exciting event, the Steel City, Arkansas River Festival, SCARF. We had nearly 1,500 people in attendance at Waterworks Park, Pillar Park, near the levee. We had 17 surfers compete. I know one of our surfers that competed here locally, he took second, but we had folks from Boulder, from Salida. I think I heard there was an individual from Durango, so kind of all over the state. We had the Build Your Own Boat race and nearly 100 participants for the bike and paddle parade. We also sold 125 ducks.
Wow.
So raised $600 for Parks and Recreation scholarships. Those are youth scholarships. That's what the duck race went to. So you were in attendance. What did you think of the event?
Yeah, it was awesome. Lucy loved it.
That's good.
There was a lot of people down there, people from all over. It's going to be exciting when it's a little bit more accessible.
Sure.
For people to get in and out and bring their boards, and so that's something that I know we're working on
Yeah, with the master plan.
With the master plan, but it's really a great amenity and highlight for our community. So super exciting. I'm sure this is going to be an annual event now.
Yeah.
That'll be put on, and I can only hope that next year will be even more people down there. So it was good.
Well, and I think you touched on it a little bit. As far as accessibility, I think one thing in particular that a lot of folks were really excited about was that transit was available for like a shuttle service.
Yep.
We do that for the state fair, but great opportunity to drop off at Pillar Park or City Park. But I actually was speaking with Stephen Meyer the other day. Someone had asked him how soon we should see another proposal for the master plan. And I think next month we'll see another iteration of that. And that's one thing, you know, as this amenity becomes more and more popular, accessibility is going to be key.
Absolutely.
Another thing, though, that was also really good, right before the event on Friday, I was down there, tons of people in life jackets.
Yes.
So I feel like maybe your episode with Chief Huber and Tim Trujillo, maybe we had some folks that actually paid attention, because I saw adults, kids, everyone.
The water was very fast.
Yeah.
You know,
yes.
right there, especially when it's as high as it was over the weekend from all of the rain. And I saw some little ones, you know, life vests get swept away, and they were good swimmers, so they were fine. But I could see how it could be very dangerous for anybody to be down there without a life vest.
Absolutely. But I was happy to see more people in life jackets.
I think, I mean, like everybody.
Nearly everyone, yeah. So that was really good. Great. So we're looking forward to more opportunities for Waterworks Park and down at the levee. Other exciting things that are happening in the city later this week, we have the grand opening for the Slab.
Yes.
We're very excited about that.
It's been packed over there, even with the heat when I drive by.
Yeah. We had the 3v3.
3v3?
3v3. Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah.
Last weekend, they had their annual tournament. We also had a league that went through the summer, but it's like as soon as it gets just a little bit cooler, and I mean only a little bit, because it's still like 90, 95 heat of the day, it feels like. In the evening, it's packed.
Yeah.
So it's been great to see a lot of people out there. But Thursday we'll have the ribbon cutting and the grand reopening. All of the artists are going to be there. We'll also have a ice cream truck for the first 300 people.
Cool.
So that's exciting. And games, prizes, skills drills, all those things. Thursday at 1 o'clock at the Slab. So
be there.
Yeah, we're very excited for that. Anything else, Mayor, that you wanted to touch on from last night or this week, or any other exciting things we need to know about?
Last night was a long night for the city and for the community. Unfortunately, Councilor Gomez's censorship was not passed. It tied, so it failed 3-3. So my heart just goes out to the community members that were in attendance last night and what they had to sit through, which was very unfortunate. And just know that we're here with you. And City Council doesn't represent the entire city. You also have a mayor who cares deeply about constituents and your rights and what you deserve as community members. And so just know that, and know that the city of Pueblo is here for you.
Okay, great. Yeah. Thanks, Mayor. All right, well, I think it's a short one this week for the podcast.
Yeah.
But if you have questions, topic suggestions, don't forget you can email us, mayor@pueblo.us. You can find our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Buzzsprout, where's YouTube? YouTube, that's why we're filming. And also on channel 17. So email us, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you next week.